So good evening, everybody. Welcome to 360 Digit MG, Digital Transformation Management and Governance. We are a 6-year-old company in the space of training in the domain of emerging technologies like data science, artificial intelligence, uh, augmented reality, virtual reality, Internet of Things, etc. So we have a very niche portfolio of trainings that we provide to corporates and individual participants at our institute. One of our USPs is that we have about 30 learning centers across various locations in the country, and we have a branch in Kuala Lumpur as well. And very soon we are going to be having branches in Canada and Singapore. So that is our growth story in the last 6 years. And as part of the continuous learning exercise that we offer to all our participants. So the objective of this webinar, a small capsule webinar, is that once you are done with the course, you needn't end your relationship with the institute. So every now and then, something or other, you can probably upgrade yourselves or know something. And also, this particular thing is for the ongoing participants who have recently joined, or participants who are contemplating to think about doing some course and then they want to probably have a flavor or a taste of how the training goes on. So we have these things. So we have friends connecting from across the globe for this particular session. So today's session, like I said, the reason why I was asking whether you've attended similar sessions is we have decided to make really small capsules of 15-minute, 20-minute, 25-minute, 30-minute, small capsules, which is enough to keep your attention span and your interests fully vetted. At the same time, there is a small bite-sized learning available to all these things. So Bernoulli distribution is pretty basic, pretty rudimentary stuff. So let me just go ahead with that. What is Bernoulli distribution? So Bernoulli distribution is basically a discrete probability distribution. So before we even go into discrete probability distribution and continuous probability distribution, looking at a very rudimentary aspect of the entire thing. So Bernoulli distribution is the discrete probability distribution of a random variable which takes up value 1 p. My God, I am never a fan of such lengthy descriptions. All right. Therefore, I will try to explain this with an example. And the best example to understand this is a coin toss. Now, we all know that there are only two outcomes possible of a coin toss. One is getting heads and the other is getting tails. Of course, there are chances of sometimes, on a very rare occasion, a coin landing on the edge, but we do not consider that particular outcome. And if such an outcome comes, we repeat the experiment. So coin toss, the only two outcomes are heads and tails. Even before we flip the coin, somebody calls the name or calls out what they choose. They'll say heads. So heads meaning they want a heads up. The head should be facing up. Or somebody says tails. So tails up. I want the tails up. So your expectation or what you expect of the outcome of the coin flip is a head. Now this getting a head is called the success. This success has a probability associated with it. Similarly, if you get tails, it is a failure. And this also has a probability represented by Q. Now, all of us are aware that in the coin toss example, the probability of heads is equal to the probability of tails is equal to 0.5. So the coin flip is a Bernoulli coin flip example. One single coin flip is a Bernoulli distribution example, wherein you have the probability of success and the probability of failures associated with that. The probability of success probability of success is assigned the number 1 and probability of failure is assigned the number 0. So it is either a 0 or a 1 kind of a scenario. The probability of failure, which is Q, is also represented as 1 minus P for the simple reason P plus Q is equal to 1. Therefore, Q is equal to 1 minus P. I think these are all very rudiments that most of you are aware. So what is the probability distribution function? It is simply the product of both the probabilities. Probability of getting a success versus probability of getting a failure. All right. So it is given by P to the power X into 1 minus P to the power 1 minus X. Now, what is X? As I told you, it can take the values success or failure. All right. So this is the probability distribution function when you are dealing with a Bernoulli distribution. Okay. Now, you can have only two possible outcomes, heads or tails. Assume if you win, the output is head, and if you set the head as success, and if you fail, it is failure, and both of them are 0.5. Assume a scenario wherein the probability of success, any particular outcome, the probability of success or p value simply is equal to 0.6, and 1 minus p value will automatically become 0.4. Now, if you were to plot this particular distribution, this would appear, okay, this is of course p is equal to, okay, let me change this. If you were to take this as 0.4 and this as 0.6, my bad, then this is how your visualization of the Bernoulli distribution function would look like for one such particular event. Now, what is the big idea in having such a distribution or such a thing shown? Okay, so let me explain that as well. Let us look at this particular explanation of this Bernoulli distribution function p to the power x 1 minus p to the power 1 minus x, which is pretty much self-explanatory, but I will try to explain it first with the coin flip example and then with the example, another example that I will do. So let us assume for a moment, now already we have established x can take the values of 0 or 1. So what if we have got a success? So therefore, p to the power x, which is p to the power 1 into 1 minus p to the power 1 minus 1, which is equal to, so p to the power 1 is simply p into 1, which is equal to p. That is, if you have gotten a success, you will get p. What if you have thought about a failure, which means x takes the value 0, which means p to the power 0 into 1 minus p to the power 1 minus 0 is equal to 1 minus p, which is getting the probability of failure. Now, what is the big deal about it, you may ask? Let me explain this with a slightly different example. Imagine for a moment that we have a binomial or a Bernoulli experiment wherein 1 in 100 people become politicians, or 1 in 100 people, or let us make it even better, 99 out of 100 people become engineers, graduates become engineers. This is a pretty interesting example. Now, if I were to take a particular person, all right, now let me just note down the formula here, sorry, for your reference, p to the power x 1 minus p to the power 1 minus x. All right. Now, if I were to randomly select a person and find out whether he's an engineer or not an engineer, so the probability of him being an engineer is 1. I'm sorry, I shouldn't say probability. X is that he's engineer, and X is He is not an engineer. All right. Now, when I substitute the value of, suppose, what is the probability that the person I have chosen is an engineer? P is equal to 99 by 100 whole to the power 1, and 1 minus P is nothing but 1 minus 99 by 100 to the power 1 minus 1. The answer here is again 99 by 100. Now, what if we wanted to do the same thing for if the person is not an engineer? So we have is P, all right. So the probability distribution function is P to the power X, 1 minus P to the power 1 minus X, X is equal to 0. So P to the power 0 is equal to 1. 1 minus P is equal to 1 minus 99 by 100 whole to the power 1 minus 0 is equal to 1 by 99. Now, it is pretty much obvious that we are having the same thing. If the probability of what is, this is more of a theoretical explanation of an obvious answer. Now, the way you need to understand this is that rather than looking at 99 by 100 as a probability measure, we have to look at it in the perspective of 99 people, 100 of 100 people, 99 are engineers. Therefore, what is the probability associated with that? My bad. Sorry. Very sorry. I was thinking of something else and I wrote that. My bad. Absolutely. Let me just erase that and write it again. It is not 1 by 99. It is 1 by 100. All right. So this is what we have here. Okay. So moving on, this is the visualization of a Bernoulli distribution when the probabilities of the success is given and the probability of failure is given. Now this particular measurement, there are other things as well. Like I said, very rudimentary aspects of various things we are going to be discussing. So the expected value of a probability of a Bernoulli random variable is e to the power x. That is, expected value of x is equal to p, and p is the probability of the success. We expect a success to be obtained when we are running a Bernoulli experiment. So this is due to the fact that Bernoulli distributed random variable with x is p to the power x is equal to p. P to the power x is 1 minus p. So expected value of x. So this, if you were to do a detailed explanation for this, probability of x into 1, probability of x is equal to 0 into 0 is equal to p. So therefore, the expected value is equal to p. That is the probability of the success what you are looking for. So if you have an outcome, that is the success is defined. It can also be, let us say, if I want the success as 1 by 100, again I'm making the same mistake, my bad. 1 by 100 is your P, then 1 by 100 is the expected value, because that is what you are seeking out. On similar lines, we have the method for the calculation of the variance. So variance, the end result of the variance is simply P into Q, which is P into 1 minus P, is the variance of a Bernoulli experiment, where you have the individual probabilities of that. All right. Now, what is the application of Bernoulli distribution? Bernoulli distribution is a precursor to the understanding of binomial distribution. Bernoulli distribution is the basis of binomial distribution, geometric distribution, negative binomial distribution, and many such things. So what is a binomial distribution? Now this topic has already been covered as one of the webinars, but if need required, we will probably cover this once again. So a binomial distribution is simply n number of Bernoulli trials. And how many successes, this is the count of successes in those Bernoulli trials. So that is binomial distribution. What is geometric distribution? It is when you are looking in n trials of the same Bernoulli distribution, the first success. When will you get? So if I were to flip the coin, the application of this particular distribution is, let us say I want heads, and I will not stop till I get heads. Therefore, how many times will I have to flip the coin till I reach? So the outcome will be tails, 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 heads, or will it be tails, heads, or it will be tails, tails, heads, or it will be tails, 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 heads. So what is the probability of getting the head, the first head the fourth time, the first head the second time, the first head the third time, eighth time, 10th time, all the way up to infinity? So that is a geometric distribution. Then we also have the negative binomial distribution, which is again another topic that I'm just mentioning here. Again, we are looking at there, it is not about the number of trials, but it is about the number of successes. How many trials would be required to get a finite number of successes? That is, I want 3 times heads. So to get 3 times heads, it can be tails, 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 heads, tails, tails, heads, tails, heads, or it can be tails, heads, tails, heads, tails, tails, heads. It can be any of these combinations. So what is the probability of me getting the third head at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10th trial? What is the probability of me getting the head at the 7th trial? What is the probability of me getting? So therefore, getting the third head at the 3rd trial, 4th trial, 5th trial, 6th trial, I'm talking about the 3rd, right? So on and so forth, all the way to infinity. So the probability associated with each of these numbers is what is known as negative binomial. And the basis for all of them is the Bernoulli trials. All right. So a Bernoulli distribution is a special case of binomial distribution with n is equal to 1. The kurtosis goes to infinity for high or low values of p, but for 1 by 2, the 2-point distribution, we have lower excess kurtosis than any probability. So the kurtosis for, let us say, if the p value is equal to 0.95 or p value is equal to 0.05, the kurtosis will be something like this. Again, if you have not attended the course on what is kurtosis and skewness, etc., nothing to worry. We have many more such sessions to explain about all these things. And as I said, we'll be conducting such small capsules of bite-sized programs for days to come. So almost every other week we'll have such things problem, and we'll be live on our YouTube channel. All right. The Bernoulli distribution obviously ranges from 0 to 1, where the p-value is obviously from that, and maximum likelihood estimator p is the random sample size. So this is another thing. These are some of the functions that are used in other distributions. We will again, like I said, skewness and kurtosis is something that you need not worry yourself too much about it. We've already discussed about the probability mass function or probability distribution function, which tells you how to compute the value of the probability. The cumulative distribution function is simply the p-value. Parameter is simply called the range in which the domain is, it is between 0 to 1. The values that x can take, or the value that can take, is the domain as it is called. Mean is p. Mode is 2p. All right. Variance we've already discussed is p into 1 minus p. And of course, skewness and kurtosis. These are some more things that, like I said, we will not be bothered about it. So let me just quickly take you to another small aspect in a Python code. Some of you may be aware of the Python code. Some of you may not be aware of the Python code, but nothing to worry. I'll just explain it, not in the perspective of the code part of it, but more so in the perspective of what it is trying to say. So let me just share my screen. All right. So I have a small Python code here. For people who have absolutely no knowledge of what Python is, what coding is, please do not worry. I'm only using this tool to explain certain aspects of the Bernoulli distribution and random variables that we are going to be generating using a Bernoulli trial. All right. So just hold on. So there are certain libraries that are required for executing these things. So there are, I'll just execute those libraries. All right, so let me execute it once again. Okay, executed once again, executed once these four libraries, which is part of the Python code. Not to worry. Now, the trick basically here is I'm going to create certain random numbers. I'll reduce the size to probably 10. So I'm going to create using this Bernoulli random variable generation. So I'm going to use this particular command to generate 10 random numbers in such a way that the probability of success is 0.6. Now, try to understand this in the perspective of, I'll probably say 1. Now, when I execute this, and if I look at the data that has been generated, we expect a 60% chance to get a successful outcome, which is we get 1. If I execute this command again, we may or may not get 1. It is only 60% chance. So we are kind of lucky that we are always getting the value 1. All right. What if I put 10? Now let me put 10 here. I want to produce 10 outcomes of a Bernoulli experiment. So what are the outcomes? 0, 1, 1, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1 in any order. But every time I want the probability of the success to be 60% or 0.6. So what should ideally happen is I should get 6 times 1 and 4 times 0. So let us see if we were getting that, because that is, remember, the expected value. So when I run this, my bad, let me run this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, not bad. It has worked perfectly. Let me run the same command again, because this is a randomized command. I run this and I look at the values which is being stored under data underscore BERN. 1, 2, 3. Isn't it quite surprising that now I got only 1, 2, 3 times success, while I wanted the probability of success being 0.6. So this is an entirely random process. So what is the sanctity of giving the number 6? I might as well give any number if I'm going to get this. Now, if you look at the average, it is 0.3. The objective of any such randomized experiment is if you increase the size. Now, if you say 100, and if you look at the mean of the outcome, it is 0.52. If you run the same thing for 100, now I'm executing line number 10, which is basically generating 100 values, either 0 or 1, with each time getting 1 as a 60% chance. So when I run this, I get 0.56. Now it is totally random because I don't want to show you these 100 values. That is why I'm you really cannot count how many ones and how many zeros are there. So every time I run this, I'll get a different value or sometimes even the same value. But if you increase the size, the probability of getting 60% of the time success increases because of the large size. So 0.589. You do it again, 0.60. So most of the times you're getting a value close to 6. 0.614, 0.606. I'm basically executing 11 and 10 and 12, 11 again and again. Now, if I increase this to, let us say 10,000 with the same value, 0.5997. The first time I ran it, it went 0.597. Second time, my bad, I executed something else. 0.5939, 0.60, 0.60. 0.5938. So are you getting what I'm trying to say here? When you increase the size of the number of Bernoulli experiments, the probability associated with individual successes, there is a better chance or a better likelihood. Now I'm going to make it 100,000. Will take a little longer to execute, but yeah, you will be able to figure it out. Executing line number 10 and line number 11 again. So that is the essence of what we are looking at. And you can also look at a visualization. So let me just do it for 100, because if I have too many values, then it becomes a little bit of a problem. So I'll execute this. It is not very good. It only says mean as 0.46, because even though it is 100. So let me execute it once again to get a slightly closer value. Yeah. So we do this, and let me visualize the outcomes of the distribution of the Bernoulli distribution. So when I execute this particular line of command, you have the outcome here. Let me just show it to you. So this is what we have. This is your distribution or Bernoulli distribution display. If you were to run this for, let us say, 50 numbers, and find the mean 0.7, it's pretty high. And if you run it, this is what it looks like. All right. So that was essentially a very small capsule of what is Bernoulli distribution. And most importantly, you need to look at it in the perspective of what you can do with the Bernoulli distribution to other values as well. All right. So we will have further such sessions, such small modules. So please, you can probably watch us on our YouTube channel and also give your comments, etc., and know about it. And people who are kind of new to 360-digit MG, you can probably check out our website 360-digit MG, and would request you to also comment and give your feedback, and also give us information with reference to what kind of programs that you would like to see in the future. Thank you so much. Have a great day.